The jolt happened when I reached the hotel in Brussels. The smart looking girl behind the counter welcomed me to the hotel. When I gave her my name and said that I have an online booking, she smiled and said, "Yes, sir, your room is ready. The keys are in your room. Room number 403. Madam has already checked in." I was taken aback. "Madam? Which madam?" She smiled back. "Your wife, sir, Mrs. Mukherjee." My surprise wasn't over. "My wife? I'm not yet married." The receptionist girl was still smiling. "Then it must be your girlfriend, sir." I said, "I think you're making a mistake. Can you please check your register once again? I don't have a girlfriend and I am traveling alone." What's her name? My mother is very happy today. Happy and sad. Happy because she is seeing her years of sacrifice and toil for her son has not gone in vain. Her only son is growing up to be a successful person in life. Sad because I am leaving her and going off to a faraway land. I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Shomitra Mukherjee. I'm 28. I had done my engineering in computer science from IIT Kharagpur. For the past few years, I was working as a software engineer in one of the leading Indian IT companies, where I was taken in directly from our college campus interviews. I moved into one of the topmost leading American IT companies last year. I was initially located in Bangalore. Today, I'm leaving for Frankfurt, Germany for an on site posting. I have plans of taking my mother also along with me in the near future. She doesn't want to go though. She has her school responsibilities. She's a school principal. She lives in her mother's house in Kolkata. We used to live with her grandmother there ever since I was 2 years old. Yes, that was the end of one of an important chapter of my mother's life. My parents got separated when I was 2 years old and ultimately got divorced. I don't know the real reason. Could never really ask my mother or my grandmother. When I grew a little older, the only thing I was told was that my father had remarried. He never tried to contact me or meet me. My mother also did not tell me much about my father, neither good nor bad. She, however, kept her marriage surname, possibly because of me, since I would need a name of a father in my school and college life. Otherwise, the world is very cruel to fatherless children. That is how I still maintain my surname Mukherjee with an A at the end. I had to face a lot of questions of all my life from fellow students, teachers, office bosses, at job interviews, banks. People used to ask me why I added an A at the end of my surname and not another E. I just said that it was my family name and that is how we spelled it. I had to face a lot of problems in life because of the spelling. I used to get bank checks spelling my surname as Mukherjee with double E at the end and not an A at the end because that is the way everybody else spelled it. I had to go through all the hassle of getting the checks corrected, but still I held on to it. Don't know for what reason. I didn't change the spelling. I held on to the A at the end for whatever questions or problems I faced. Sorry, I digressed. Well, I was off to Frankfurt, my first international trip. I was thoroughly enjoying myself. Felt a little concerned for my mother though. I had to leave her alone. She was a strong lady. She brought me up single handedly. She worked hard. She was a school teacher. Later, she went on to become the principal of the school. She took coaching classes at home just to earn more money. She tried to give me the best of education, a comfortable childhood, and a proper upbringing. My mother ensured that I did not miss my father. She was both my parents to me, rolled into one. Of course, it helped that we lived with my grandmother. So when my mother was not at home, my grandmother took care of me. My initial days in Frankfurt were exciting. I had my experience in living alone in college hostels and also during my office days in Bangalore when my mother was living in Kolkata. The company admin department helped me find a small apartment on rent. It was self sufficient, quite close to my office. In my work front, I was finding my role quite challenging. There was a lot to learn. The team was good, quite helpful. My boss, fortunately, was also quite supportive. This German language was a barrier, though. People did, however, understand English, well, mostly. And I myself was trying to learn basic conversational German during my free time. Every evening, I had a long video chat session with my mother. Our time zone obviously was 3.5 hours behind India's, but mother adjusted her evening work schedule according to my timings. So overall, I was enjoying my life in Germany. 6 months were over. I had settled down quite well in Frankfurt. There was a local holiday falling on a Monday in the coming week. One of my office colleagues suggested that since there will be 3 days of off from work, why don't I visit one of the nearby places? My colleagues had all made their plans with their family or personal groups. I was actually more of an introvert, so I wasn't able to get into any groups as such as of now. This guy suggested that I can easily make a short visit to either Paris or Amsterdam or Brussels or even some cities in Switzerland in these 3 days. I can take trains or even flights if I want to save time. I did some searching on the internet. I found that for Paris I might have to take flights, but there's some good train connection to Brussels, the capital of Belgium. From there I can even make a day trip to Amsterdam, the capital of Netherlands, and back. Also visit some other cities in Belgium. All of that can be covered in 4 days easily. I would just need to take one day's leave. My boss was good enough to grant me a day's leave, so I booked a moderate hotel in Brussels over the internet and also got my train reservation done. I was super excited. I just can't explain how good the trains were. I was on top of the world. The landscape, the scenery, the train journey, the experience was beyond my imagination. Since I preferred my own company, I was quite enjoying myself thoroughly. The jolt happened when I reached the hotel in Brussels. The smart looking girl behind the counter welcomed me to their hotel. When I gave her my name and said that I have an online booking, she smiled and said, "Yes, sir, your room is ready. The keys are in your room number 403. Madam has already checked in." I was taken aback. "Madam? Which madam?" She smiled back, "Your wife, sir, Mrs. Mukherjee." My surprise wasn't over. "My wife? I'm not yet married." The receptionist girl was still smiling. "Then it must be your girlfriend, sir." I said, "I think you are making a mistake. Can you please check your register again? I don't have a girlfriend and I'm traveling alone." She checked her entries and said, "Yes, sir, it's clearly mentioned here. See, your name is mentioned and this is her signature." I wasn't able to see properly from the other side of the counter. I said, "She must be an imposter." "Okay, just check how she has spelled her surname. Just read out the surname which she has mentioned. Is it ending with an E or an A?" The girl read Mukherjea. I said, "What? It can't be. Did she say that she had a booking with my name?" The girl said, "No, actually, she said she wanted a room. Then she gave her name. She had said that she had called up asking if there was a room available, and we had said yes. So she had come. I checked and found that there was a booking in her name. I thought that the person who had taken a call must have booked the room in her name." I said, "All that is fine. Then why did you give her the room booked in my name? You should have given her some other room." The girl looked confused now. "But she gave your name only. That is why we thought that she had done the booking. So, how would we know that you would come later and ask for the booking with the same name?" That is why I thought that she may be a wife. She had signed here too. See? I saw that the signature was S. Mukherjee. I said, see, this proves it. She has not written a full name, but just the initial S. That means she's definitely using my name wrongly. The girl wasn't convinced, but sir, she might have signed with her initial, but she said the same name as yours. In fact, she had shown her ID proof to us. This was becoming too much. I said, okay, fine. Here is my passport. Just call her up and ask her to show her passport. You match the name yourself. The girl reluctantly called up the room phone on the intercom. She explained the situation very politely to the lady on the phone. I could understand that the woman was not convinced and she was arguing with the girl. The receptionist kept the phone receiver down and looked at me helplessly. The lady is adamant. She says she has given her identity proof already. She does not want to come down and discuss this. She is not willing to vacate the room. In fact, she is calling you an imposter. By now, I was at my wit's end. Calling me an imposter? I want to meet her. If she's not coming down, then I'll go up to her room. I want to see the end of this. If necessary, you will have to call the police. Will you come up with me? Please? The girl was hesitant. Sir, I can't leave the desk now and go. I am alone today at the counter. My friend has fallen ill. The manager is trying for replacement. How can I leave this counter vacant and go with you? I said, okay, fine. I'll go alone then. Room number 403, you said? I'll meet her and sort out who actually is the imposter. The girl was nervous. Sir, we cannot disturb our guests. We have already checked her in. She's our guest. I'll give you another room, sir. I said, yes, that you will definitely have to, because I have a genuine online booking and I've shown you my booking details. But still, how can somebody else take a room booked in my name and posing to be me? It is possible that she has forged my passport. That I'll have to check myself. Rest assured, I'll not do anything illegal. I know that I am in a foreign country. I will remain within the legal limits. The girl was still skeptical. She said, sir, I'll have to check with the lady if she is willing to meet you. After all, since she has already checked in, she is our valuable client. I was getting restless. What is this nonsense going on? Somebody is taking the room booked in my name, posing as me, and she is getting all the importance now. Anyway, I cannot take the law into my own hands. So I said, okay, go ahead. Inform her. Inform her that I am coming to meet her. Let her keep her passport ready to show me. And you please allot a room for me. I'll come back and sign your signature. Sign your register. The girl picked up the phone again and informed the woman who was using my booking that I am coming to meet her. The woman seemed to have guts. She willingly agreed. I was carrying a small trolley bag, so I took it along with me upstairs. I was very angry as I went up the lift. What audacity this woman has! Must be an Indian. Otherwise, how can she impersonate me? But being a woman, how can she hijack a man's name? I reasoned with myself that this was possible because she's in Belgium, and these foreigners won't be so much aware of Indian names. I was thinking all these things while on my way up to the room number 403. I rang the room bell. A girl opened the room, around 25-30 years of age. As I guessed, an Indian girl, but with a Western outfit. There was something familiar with the girl. Have I seen her earlier? I said a little seriously, hello, I'm Soumitra Mukherjee. I wanted to talk to you. The girl moved back into the room. Please come inside. Let's not discuss this at the door. Her English accent wasn't like an Indian though. It was totally like a foreigner's. I went inside the room. There was a single-seater sofa. I sat on the sofa. The girl sat on the bed. I said, I think you know why I've come here. You have taken my hotel room booking in my name. Here is my passport. Can I see yours, please? The girl took my passport in her hand and got up from her bed and walked across to the dresser. She took out her passport from her handbag and came and handed it over to me. She was looking straight into my eyes, as if challenging me. Where have I seen this face? She looked very familiar. She went and sat on the bed and opened my passport to see. I was observing her reactions. There was nothing unusual there. She was behaving very coolly. I opened my passport to check her name. It was a British passport. There in front of me was written very clearly, Sumitra Mukherjee. I exclaimed, "Your name is Sumitra and not Somitra." She replied very softly but firmly, "Yes, so? My name is Sumitra. Why should I say my name is Somitra? You are an Indian. You must be knowing Sumitra is a girl's name." Now this thing became clear to me. Our names are almost exactly similar. Even our surnames. Even her surnames have the same spelling. But with an O inserted in her name of Sumitra, it changes to my name Somitra. Soumitra becomes Somitra. It is here that the receptionist girl made the mistake. Now both of us were laughing. We both understood where the receptionist got confused. Sumitra said, "I had told the girl at the counter that I do not have any booking. I had given my identity card to do the booking. But seeing my name, she only insisted that I already have a booking room booked in my name. Earlier, I had called up the hotel to check if there was a room available. I had given my name then. So the girl and I both thought that the attendant had booked a room for me." I said, "Yes, there's a confusion made by this girl at the counter. But Sumitra, seeing your passport, I am getting confused. Can you please tell me why you spell your surname with an A at the end and not double E?" Sumitra replied, "Because that is how I have spelled it from childhood. It's our family's way of spelling our surname. But can I also ask the same question to you?" I replied, "The answer is the same as yours. It's our family's surname too. We spell it with an A at the end." We both were looking at each other's passports with intent. We looked up at each other at almost the same time. To our surprise, our dates of birth were exactly the same, even to the exact day, the month, and the year. I asked, my voice becoming husky, "Sumitra, what is the name of your father and mother?" Her voice was also breaking. "My father is Somendranath Mukherjee and my mother is Mary Ann Jones." I was taken aback. "My parents are Somendranath Mukherjee and Mitali Mukherjee. Tell me, is Mrs. Mary Ann Jones your original mother?" Sumitra's eyes filled up. She shook her head. "My father married a second time. She is my father's second wife. I was born to Mitali Mukherjee." We just looked at each other. Sumitra was crying. I got up from the sofa and came and sat beside her. She was sobbing. Her teary eyes were looking at my face intently. I put my arm around her shoulder. Then she broke down. She hugged me and I hugged her too. We were twins. I didn't even know that somewhere in this world there even existed my long lost twin sister. Slowly Sumitra's sobbing stopped. Her face was now glowing with a heavenly smile. We continued holding each other's arms, as if afraid that we would lose each other again. I said, "Come, Sumi, let's go down. Let us both thank the girl at the counter. It is because of her mistake that we have found each other." After that, We'll come back and get to know about each other's life. We have a lot to catch up on. 26 long years of our life since we separated. Then we'll make two phone calls, one to our mother and the other to our father. Sumitra's eyes swelled up again. No, bhai, only one phone call. My father left me alone in this world when I was just 15. I put my arms around her. Don't worry, Sumi. Now that I have found my sister, I'll never ever leave you alone in this world. We went down to the lobby, held hand in hand. Now I remembered where I had seen her face. Every day in the mirror. It was my face. Thank you for listening to the story. I have similar stories which I put out on YouTube. You can subscribe to my channel and get the press the bell icon so that you will get notifications from my for any new stories coming up. Thank you and have a good day.